Chef's Table is a fine dining, classical French restaurant. So I got involved in 2013. I was teaching, had come up from Dallas. I was teaching at UVU, and the previous owners, Chef Peter Sproul and Troy Wilson, were here. And they had owned it for a few years, and they were ready to move on. They presented me with the opportunity to purchase the restaurant from them. My wife and I thought about it a lot and came in, and we probably were in here 6 or 8 times, and then we decided to purchase the restaurant from them. I was looking for something more besides teaching. I was teaching adjunct, so I was just doing 3 nights a week, and I was working at BYU. And so in 2014, we kind of rebranded the image a little bit, brought some new artwork in, changed the logo, changed the appearance. We changed the basic concept of the type of cuisine to more classical French, which is what my true background is. You know, I love French cuisine. We change the menu 4 times a year. We have a tasting menu now. We have either a 5 or 6 course tasting menu. You can come in and get that. For the summer, and the fall, we had vegetarian option for the tasting menu. It's actually all vegetarian because we just really wanted to celebrate, you know, this great harvest that we have up here in Utah. I think you can come in every 3 months and you can get a brand new restaurant experience, but at the same time have the comforts of the old restaurant with the service and the beautiful view that we have. And owning the Chef's Table and being involved with it is the fact that just the beauty and the pageantry of fine dining and the artistry of French food. Kimber and I just love classical French food. You know, it's a big part of our lives. It was what I studied in school. It's what we, you know, it's such a big part of our career that I love being able to bring that to this area. Hey, you caught me off guard on that one. We had Danny Glover in. They filmed a movie here, and that was a lot of fun. Jason Alexander was here. He was hilarious. We had a lot of fun when he came in. He was over he did selfies with everybody. And the lieutenant governor is always fun. He comes in, he brings in a lot of people. And he always just says that he's Spencer, if you're watching this, I'm gonna tell you, but he always says he's just a country boy, and so I always try and surprise him with something that's kind of unique and weird.
Ready? Go.
That's my dream salad right there. You get the fruit, so you get like a nice juicy bite of sweet, but then you get more of the bitter of the greens, and then you get some cheese in there, and cheese is always good, so perfect.
Pretty nervous about this one. Beef tartare. What that means is it's raw beef that's been marinated in a bunch of other stuff. They've got an egg on it, so take a piece of toast. Even though egg is a little bit raw, this is a little bonkers. But I do this for you guys, because honestly, I don't think I would ever eat this ever again. Oh, that's a strange flavor. I've never had that before. It's like got the creaminess of the egg on it, which is super nice, and then there's this tartness of the beef tartare. So I guess the tartare is the tart in beef. We're gonna keep biting in, but so far so good, even though it's crazy.
So beef tartare is typically it is raw, but it's not ground beef. A lot of people think it's just like ground beef. So what we do is we take steak. In this case, it's filet or filet mignon or beef tenderloin, and we cut it up very, very fine. And we mix it with spices and some acid and some herbs. And essentially, the acid in the beef tartare cooks the meat. So it's cooked. So it's almost like, you know, like they have ceviche in Latin America. It's the same principle that the acid in the tartare cooks it. So it still maintains the texture of raw beef, and then of course we put an egg over the top of it, and that's very common, and that adds a little bit of richness with the egg yolk. And
Okay, crispy, very crispy, like the bacon around, but then the shrimp on the inside is really juicy and like just bursts full of flavor. So, killer dish.
Alright, this is New Zealand lamb. This came from New Zealand. Now it's going in my belly. Growing up, my grandma would make us lamb on special occasions, so this is just like taking me back to childhood, just warm memories of my grandparents. And they have this like chutney sauce on top, and I think it's just like onions braised in this, I don't know what, but it gives us this nice like sweetness to the rich lamb meat. It's just, whew, taking me back to grandma's.
The polenta is super creamy. It just has a nice, rich, buttery flavor. And then the steak is just like, you could cut it with a butter knife. It's so tender and juicy and just heavenly.
So the place is called Chef's Table, and tonight it literally was Chef's Table. Chef Pritchard came, Chad Pritchard, sorry, came, sat down, just told us all about the menu, from the tartare, how it's made, to the beef tender or whatever that Janae got, and like explained why that was so much more flavorful. It was just like fascinating, and to see his passion was awesome. So that was probably my favorite part. And then the other part was just having Hungry Runner Girl, Janae. She came and ate with me, and it was fantastic. We had a blast, and the food was fantastic. So looking for a classy dinner, want to have the experience, come try out Chef's Table.
Overall, an incredible experience. The beef hanger was by far my favorite. Everything was great, and the watermelon salad and the rolls. So actually everything was great, but I loved the beef hanger, and a beautiful atmosphere. The chef was incredible and so nice, and came and talked to us for a while about everything and how everything is just made of real food. So that's probably the coolest part about it all.
You know, and so we try and get really loud behind me.
Yeah, they are.
Really loud. But that's okay.